Triple H has called AEW a secondary promotion, and something I've not really done for a while here, I'm going to actually play the quote. It's from a Cody Rhodes WWE Network documentary that's just come out, so I'm going to find the video and I'll pause and I'll bring it back up. Okay, we're back now. For the video, I've actually taken out the video. I've just put in some screen grabs instead, so if you're wondering why his lip's not moving, that's it. So we'll listen to the clip. It's 49 seconds. We're really looking out for Triple H's comments at the end now.
I can't tell you why I left AEW. I can't, and I won't. But I'll tell you the reasons that were said that didn't actually matter. I didn't leave AEW because of money, and I didn't leave AEW because of other talents. I left AEW because of a personal issue.
You won't talk about
That's it. But the byproduct of leaving AEW is the opportunity to go for the biggest dream I ever had, in the first dream that I had in my life.
To then take that gamble again and say, this is not what I wanted to be. I didn't grow up dreaming of being the champion or the face of a secondary promotion. I wanted to be the WWE champion.
So, the comment there is that he isn't in it to be, or Triple H, his words are that AEW is a secondary promotion, and essentially Cody wasn't in it to win a secondary belt. He, his dream was WWE Championship. Is AEW a secondary promotion?
Well, if you only got two promotions, one of them would have to be secondary. One of them would have to be the leader, or better than the other one. And I would think since the WWE's been in business for 60 or 70 years or whatever, and AEW, they've been in business 4 years, which I respect that. But yeah, I think AEW at this point, and I think even Tony Khan...
Not everybody wants to go up there, though.
Would tell you that. Yeah, they're not at the WWE level yet. They're not. And will they ever be? I don't know. But they at least, and I may have said this last time we did a podcast, at least AEW got more out of WWE than TNA ever got. TNA was never mentioned on WWE television. And what Triple H did for AEW, he acknowledged their existence. And I doubt if there's many wrestling fans out there that don't know this, but by them just getting mentioned means that they're on the radar, which was more than TNA ever was, even though it was on the radar.
Well, TNA is 22 years old. Still can't believe that. It's just, it ain't the same, but it's still out there. And AEW, and what's they tell me? Oh, it's a second so-and-so. Not everybody wants to go up there. Go to WWE. Because then when they do get up there, like my buddy was saying, guys end up being made garbage. They start out hot, and next you know they're garbage. Or they come from what they call the indie promotion. And end up not getting somewhere. Like, what's his name? Cesaro. And the fans loved him and everything. And, that's back when I was watching. That was, 2013 or 14, whenever he came up there. And, everybody doesn't want to, is not screaming to jump to WWF. So they're not screaming to jump up there. Just so they can be made garbage or get their name taken away. Or they got to come up with some stupid new name that they don't like.
They never publicly acknowledged that they watched TNA. And you know who watched TNA and WWE?
Oh.
Vince watched it half the time.
TNA, cutting them off again. TNA wasn't that bad. And I know the early years, they used to pick and say, all you got is old WWE wrestlers coming up there. But when they got to about, what was it, 2005? 2005, so I want to say 2009 or 2010, whenever it was. It was serious then. And I was surprised they got they got Kurt, and then you had the originals: AJ, Joe, Daniels, what's his name, Kazarian, and I can't think of his name. James Storm, all them guys. And then I remember I found TNA one day in the early 2000s. I was channel surfing. I was like, what is this now? And I couldn't find it no more. Then I ran across it again. Because I found it the first time. I think it was like 2002, 2003. That's when it started. And then there's a Jeff Jarrett. I thought he was the owner. Jeff Jarrett, they said he was just the founder. I thought he was the owner. I don't know about just being the founder. I was like, I thought that was his company, and it was Carter's company. I thought that was Jeff Jarrett's company.
And then
they caught me off
the
guard
other
with that.
times he didn't watch it, he would have somebody
Wasn't that bad,
watch it
though.
for him and give him a report. What they're doing, who should we look out for, what do you think? But Vince kept track of what TNA's doing, and people are keeping track of what AEW's doing. It's not falling under the radar, AEW. They know they're there. Now this is great for talent, because Tony Khan has some money, and with this
money,
it's going to make a $10 million gate. Once it's on pay-per-view, so that's probably the biggest win that AEW will ever have. Are you going to that show?
No. I'm not having a 350-mile round trip and a stay over in London. I can't be bothered.
350.
You gonna take it on pay-per-view?
miles.
No.
You're not.
No.
How you going to talk about this on the air?
I just pretend I know what I'm talking about.
I think he's joking. He's gonna watch it somehow.
Yeah, just read a bunch of stuff on it and just take their thoughts of it and make
He said
it your own.
350.
I'm able.
Hold it, James. James said James said, what do you say? 350 for a round trip. So that's 650. No, that's 700. 3 and 3 is 6. Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess he's not wasting. You could save that for something else.
Watch about that.
But then again, I don't know how the show is.
I wouldn't want to get caught with 70,000 people.
I catch you when I can catch it.
Plus, like if I drove there, London's got a congestion charge, and it's really expensive. So just to drive your car there is going to be the equivalent of $35 just to get into the centre of London. It's so expensive.
They don't charge you anything to get out?
No. They should make some money.
That's a no joke about wrestling. Let them in free and charge them to get out. And you could really have some big, and they only stay a match. No. You only want to give me 10. It's going to be $20 before you can leave. And then the longer you wait, the higher the cost of getting out. See, because now you took up our time, you took up our resources, our effort, so it's going to cost you some money. So, but Cody, I was looking at Cody, and Cody, see, this story was written, I think Cody has to be in good with Vince, because Vince liked Dusty. And when and Cody was there before, he didn't much do anything, because he was working with me and Swagger, so he wasn't doing too much.
Oh wow. Yeah, like I said, I don't watch the show. Like I see bits and pieces of little stuff, but I'm surprised he went back up there, because he said he made it clear. He said, I heard some articles. Like, I don't want to hear shit about Stardust. He's like he's done with that. That's over with. And Cody got bigger. That was 10, 12 years ago. He said he's not going back to that now, which I don't blame him. That was oh boy, he hated that. But yeah, he said he's not. I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if what's his name? He was Ambrose Moxley. I'd be surprised if him or what's the other dude? The Rush. I can't think of his name. He was Rusev. They go back up there. I don't know, but I'll be surprised, because I remember with what's his name? Cody had the sledgehammer and smashed up the Triple H looking throne. I seen a piece of that. I was like, wow, he's really pissed off. But at the time, it's probably over
But
now.
Vince liked him. Now the story of Cody having hard times. See, Cody's whole push is off his daddy. That's as privileged as you can get, really. And you know, I never understood privilege till I started watching, or understood it really. But you start watching wrestling.
He's not garbage now.
Then you see
Come on
Cody
now.
Rhodes, and it was his daddy, Dusty Rhodes. Shane McMahon. Oh, who's his daddy? Vince McMahon. Oh, the Samoans. Who are their daddy? Oh, Afa and Zika. You start watching that, and you'll see how this, I guess the legacy,
The
the legacy, well, yeah, but the legacy of the younger wrestlers coming up because their father was in it. And that's how, sometimes it doesn't matter. I have seen some guys' sons get into wrestling and they were just completely terrible. Completely terrible. Awful. The worst wrestler I ever saw was a promoter's son in Tennessee, George Goulas.
Mm-hmm.
Undoubtedly the worst wrestler God ever created. Oh my God, he was terrible. and they've been a few. Eddie Graham's son, Mike, which I think Dark Side of the Ring, they just did an episode on the Grahams. Mike was good in the ring but couldn't draw any money.
Darks.
He was kind of
I didn't see
he
that.
wasn't big either.
I didn't see that
He
one.
was only he weighed about 200 pounds really. And he wasn't 6 foot. He was maybe
Mike Graham.
5'9", but he wasn't
Yeah.
big enough.
I
And
didn't see
nobody,
that.
he was so small and his offense was not that impressive, so never made it. But
Well, let me ask you.
All right.
Well, let me read this to you. Tony Khan responded to Triple H's suggestion that AEW was a secondary promotion. He did bring up the Wembley thing beforehand. Tony said, "We certainly won't be the secondary promotion at All In, which thinks the Wembley show." He named one pay-per-view All In and one's All Out. I can't remember which one's which. Anyway, Khan said, "We're number one in the UK and on TV and with a record gate." Now that's very important. I'll bring that back in a second. I have a lot of respect for Cody. I know these weren't his words, to be fair, but we're not secondary in a lot of markets. For the first time in a long time, WWE has been secondary in a lot of markets. I'm proud of where we're at, and we're not taking a backseat to anybody. Now, let me explain. He specifically said, we're number one in the UK on TV. That's true. Do you know why?
they owned a different channel,
Yes.
stronger channel. TNA was too.
Yeah.
TNA, same thing.
Yeah.
And stronger channel.
Exactly. So, yeah, TNA was outdrawing WWE in the UK, but the fact is that
Everybody has their stuff. Like back then, when TNA was still TNA and had that serious roster, there's a lot of people that wanted to see that versus seeing what's his name, Cena all the damn time, and then there's some people that wanted to see Cena and then want to see, what do they call it, the flippy flips and all that kind of stuff. That's right. I'm like, I don't want to see no flippy shit. I was like, okay, well, and then the other folks like, well, I don't want to see the same old musclehead guy rolling around the ring wrestling like garbage. Yeah, so everybody got what they like. Then when Roman got in there, he's like, okay, he's the Cena bootleg, the Cena replacement. I forgot what they call him. Oh, it's Cena 2.0. That's what it was. And it took 4, 5, 6 years to get him away from that Cena stuff. So yeah, having him talk crazy, and then I think I stopped watching by the year 2015. That was enough. Enough was enough. And then the other groups had broken up. I mean, his partners had broken off, and he was only one. He was still wearing the Shield gear at the time. So yeah, I remember all that.
A tidbit for you in a second as well is
And beat the Taker, and that shouldn't have happened.
draws. I think they actually drew one of their best viewerships for Dynamite ever, 139,000, and this is on a free-to-air, available to everybody channel for everyone who's got Freeview, which is basically free TV. And also, these aren't live, they're replays, they're shown a couple of days after the fact, so they're in a better time slot, maybe, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something, I can't remember. So they're in a better time slot for a first run TV show. WWE is their first run programming is live at 1 a.m. So how many people are going to be staying up watching it? And they're also on a channel formerly called BT. Yes, Dutch?
I watch it at 1 a.m. in the morning. That's actually when I'm getting going.
Yeah.
I sleep all day and get up, and nighttime is when I move around. So 1 a.m. is like normal people. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like 12 hours behind.
With for normal people, 1 a.m.'s tired, sleepy time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so their first run is 1 a.m. that barely anyone's going to be watching. Most people will record it, and therefore it won't count in the live viewership. It's on a channel formerly called BT Sports, which is a...
I remember years ago they had, I know it's been going by now, they had something called 11 a.m. Raw or something like that, and it was like an hour's, I think it was just another highlight show, that's all it was. But yeah, I think they cut that off though. 11 a.m. It was 11 a.m. Raw or something like that. Somebody remember?
Premium Sky cable. It's not Sky. Well, it's on Sky, but it's a cable channel essentially. It's like HBO or something
Sky.
like that. Is it? And it's especially expensive if you have Sky, not as cheap as...
Oh, I think you said Skype. I was like, what? Okay.
And also BT, just as a little irony, has now been renamed TNT Sports because Warner Media has just bought it. So WWE in this country is shown on a Warner Media channel, which AEW works with in the States, which is a bit weird as well.
Yeah, but see, it still gives them the rights to claim they're number one in the UK.
Yeah, but it needs one giant asterisk next to it. It's apples and oranges.
Yes, but that's only for the ones picking it and studying it like you, not me. Guess what I care about that?
Zero.
Yes, less than zero.
Yeah, like I said, I catch it when I can. With what I've seen, AEW is not garbage. Care what you say. You call it the second fiddle if you wanna, but yeah, like I said, everybody's not jumping up to work up there, WWE, because then they get up there, then so and so, I'll be complaining. What's the name went up there, and now he's garbage, or so and so was up there, now he's garbage, and then you're stuck in the contract, and you got to sit there, and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah. And they talking about, I wish I hadn't came up there. I was like, yeah, well. So, yeah. But, to AEW said, what did Dutch say? 4 years now? I'm thinking 3 years. I'm behind now. See, so I don't catch everything like that. So I'm behind. So it's 4 years old, not 3 years. Because it started in 2019, didn't it? Because back then, before Tony Khan put his foot on and they told YouTube to get rid of that mess, people was uploading Dark or not AEW Dark, what is it called, Rampage and Dynamite. You could if you could catch them real fast, they was up there. Now they took all of that mess away, so you can't catch it now. So I guess you got TNT. I don't get cable like that, but they usually post stuff of it, and you can find a way to see it. But still, it's not garbage. And I understand. Like half the people, it was in TNA. They weren't WWE. They're not now because they got AJ. They had Joe. They had what's his name? Storm. Yeah, and some are there, some are in AEW because Kurt retired. So they got Kurt back. He retired because Kurt was beat up real bad. Kurt had to retire, but injured and stuff. But again, like I said, Cause I remember because I didn't catch it like I used to the first 2 years, but AEW is not garbage.